Hey everyone, welcome to another video. If you're watching this on YouTube, obviously it's another video, but if you're watching on Instagram, it's probably your first time uh, seeing me, technically. But yeah, I just wanted to make this pretty clear. I made a post the other day, basically expressing how I feel people, clients, anybody should be more cautious in terms of when they are booking somebody who's a service provider, to read their policies, read their rules, read their mandate, all these kind of things. And people weren't exactly happy about that. And I feel like I kind of owed people a little bit of a little more detailed explanation into what exactly was I talking about. But I'm sure a lot of people who are intelligent probably already got the gist of it. But as you can see, it didn't go so well for other people. Um, my main thing was basically to get you guys to understand that to I had a couple of points, maybe 2 or 3 points. I have my first point. Let's get to the first point. Um, no matter what, unfortunately, when you work with a photographer, no matter what, he owns the rights to the photo. If you are living in Toronto, Canada, which I am in, or Canada, period, to be honest, the photographer owns the rights to the photos, no matter what. If you got an iPhone and you take a picture in public spaces and somebody asks you to take it down, you are not obligated to do that. Only time that you must do it is if it's a child, or you are literally standing on private property and you taking a photo of a friend or something, and the person says, "Hey, can you delete that picture? I don't want my private property in your photos." Those are the only circumstances where you would have to abide by people making a request of such sorts. You do not have Photographer is not obligated to abide by your request if you're a model, right? It just doesn't work like that in this country, unfortunately. That rule was changed, um, back in, I think, from somewhere from 2010 to 2012. That rule was changed where a photographer would be the first owner. I can guarantee if talk to your lawyer, talk to any kind of public official, they will that knows the law. They will definitely be able to state the section and everything for you. I personally already know it, because it's my business to know as a photographer to know that kind of stuff, and where it's sectioned and where I could recite where it is and everything for you. I have a small snippet of it on my website where you can read. Um, it's the more basic terminology for people to understand, because legal jargon, it doesn't really fare well with a lot of people. So it's better to simplify it for people so that they can understand. And if they need to really read the real actual legal jargon of it, I also have this section where you can see where you can kind of find that section in the law when it comes to copyright. People need to make better decisions. That's all I was saying. Do not do photo shoots that are compromising. That was another part that I used, compromising. I didn't want to say scantily clad or in the nude or any of that stuff. Compromising. I said compromising because I it's very broad, right? Compromise can be anything. You could be a blood and you're doing a photo shoot wearing blue. That's compromising for some people, right? If you know your family members and loved ones will not be so happy about your decision to do this kind of photo shoot, maybe you shouldn't do it, right? Maybe change up the theme, change up the concept or something. Stop looking for validation on the internet or from people, um, knowing very well it would not fare well against the people that are actually in your immediate circle. You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense. You know, your parents won't be so happy about you, say, hanging out with somebody, right? Hang out with somebody. And if they see you hang out, they'll be upset. It's just those kind of things. It's just a common thing. You just have to be aware of it. Aware of it. You don't have to be aware of it. It is something you already know. But you as a person now wants to do this photo shoot. You do the photo shoot. And then you tell the photographer to take it down. Now, this is where I also stated, you can have prior discussions with the photographer. That's something you can do. Talk to the photographer before and say, hey, I don't want these photos up. Is there some way we can work around maybe because some photographers charge to for you to have full rights to the images, where you can make decisions like these to not post it on social media or post it on their website. I've done shoots where people have signed those forms and filled out those things, and I never post their pictures. Never. Their pictures are not there, especially the session that was specifically for that. You do not see those pictures. Now, it's also the way you have the conversation, because he's not obligated to be like, hey, I could sell you these pictures. No, he's not really actually obligated to do that for you. He doesn't have to, right? But if you come to him with a sense of dignity and respect, the conversation goes different. It just really goes different. Like, I hear this term a lot ever since I posted it. You catch more bees with honey than vinegar. Just be nice. Be nice. Tell the photographer, hey, this and that and third, and he's mostly gonna oblige. Like, I'm one of those guys. I oblige. I personally would rather uh, see you come back after being respectful and asking me than to see you go away. Like, you don't have to be rude about it, right? Have the conversation. This is it's basically you're bartering for your images. That's really what it is. Um, And I feel like people got so mad about that because they're like, oh, what if people are in danger, blah, blah. I've had clients who've been in danger where they had to remove the photos, and I have been obliged to it. But if you're going to come in with hostility, why do I have to? I don't know you. I'm not your father. I'm not your friend. I'm a service provider. I don't need to do anything for you. But if you're gonna come in, just humble yourself. You know, I'm being nice. I'm being cordial. Why do you have to come in with hostility? You know, that was my other point, and those were my points. So basically, just be respectful. You don't have to be naked on Instagram or any of these sites, or any of those kind of anything compromised. You don't have to do those things to get likes or whatever, and then you regret it in the future. You just have to think clearly. Is this something I want to do? Is this the type of look I want to portray? And that's all I was trying to say. Other people got so angry. I'm talking from all spectrums of the internet. From I had people from the LGBTQ community chiming in, and dudes from the hood chiming in, and labeling me this, labeling me that, like, you're a predator, you're this and that. And I was like, where does that come from? Where does that come from? How is me telling you to make better decisions so that way you're not in a dangerous position for yourself? Make me a predator. If I'm being professional and I'm explaining to you that maybe you should also be a little bit cautious yourself, how is that making me a predator? Make wiser decisions. People do not like accountability. I've come to the conclusion majority of people do not like accountability, and they want to be coddled for the rest of their life. And that's going to be into your detriment. I can guarantee you, go out into the real world and see people are going to call you. They're not going to freaking coddle you. They're not going to coddle you. And you have to realize that. You have to realize that sending me threats, calling me names, it and then on top of that, I'm a person, I'm a bit different from everybody. I'll show you respect if you show me respect. But if you go low, I'm a person, I go low. I go lower. I don't go high, I go low. I will hit below the belt. I guarantee I will hit below the belt. I don't like do this whole be nice thing when you're being nasty. When you're being nasty, when you're telling me you're going to hurt me and all these kind of stuff. No, sir. I'll go low too. Believe me, I'll go low too. But that's just the way I was brought up, right? I'm a more of a one hit rule kind of person. You hit me once and I hit you back. That's the way it is, right? Um, and I think the guy who I'm referring to having a conversation didn't realize that. He thought, oh, I'm just gonna say this and it's gonna just jump off the rim. Like, no, that's not how things go. Like, you have to be respectful. This is a public platform. Yes, I get it, and you're allowed to voice your opinion and you're allowed to say whatever you want. But you also have to be ready for the sting, the bite back. You have to be ready for those kind of things because some people are not gonna take it. Some people on the internet are not going to take it. I've seen CEOs of big multi-million dollar companies, billion-dollar companies, bite back at people on the internet. It's not just a thing of the people who have less. People just are not going to take your shit all the time. Believe me, it's just not going to happen. And all I'm saying is this a sense of accountability, respect, and awareness. You know, that's really all it is. Like, it just doesn't make sense why you want to put yourself in danger just for Instagram likes. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to do that. Like, I get it. The peer pressure of the internet is something that will be studied years in the future, and I understand. All I'm saying is, just be nice, because if you had a great session with your photographer and he was nice and stuff, just be nice back. That's all it is. If you have any service provider that's providing you a great service and was doing really well with you, it's just about being respectful. That's it. And as service providers, sometimes even when they're not being respectful and stuff, I try to still be as respectful as possible. But when you get nasty, that's when I stop responding. I'm not taking that. I don't have to take that. Like, I don't. And that's all I was getting at. And to hit on another point that was made aware to me by friends and family, um, it seemed people attack you more as a person of business when you're somebody black, dark skin. you know, I feel like I get so much more hate in the black community because of my skin tone when there are photographers who have no business ethics whatsoever, who are of other POCs, And it's like I get this nastiness from people. People are nasty, real nasty in the way they talk about me and everything like that, knowing little to nothing about me, little to zero, right? They just have assumptions and rumors. And they come at you so disgusting that it's just like, why do you have to go that way? You know what I mean? Like, what is it? What animosity do you have towards me? I don't know you. You don't know me. We're not friends. I'm not your dad. I'm not your mama. I'm none of these things. Like, I've never stolen from you or any of that stuff, but you have all this vim for me. And I feel like that comes from a place of hate, honestly. And I feel it comes from a place of colorism, to be honest with you. That's what a lot of people point out to me. Because everybody else in the photography industry doesn't receive this much vim in Toronto compared to me. They just have this extreme hate towards me. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know why you feel this way. I keep to myself. I'm pretty quiet photographer. I'm even in sessions, when I'm having sessions, I don't even talk to people. I hardly even look people in the eye. I'm only time you're gonna see look at you is through the lens and all this stuff. And it's just consistently like this radical hatred train that I will never understand. If you have prior experiences with other people and you're jaded by there's certain people, this is not the place for you. I'm not the one. You can sow your jadedness somewhere else, because like I said, you go low, I go lower. you know, I'm different like that. I'm not gonna do that with you. I'm not gonna do the whole, especially like you've never been a client. Like I'm not, I don't really need your business. I'm not pressed for your business. Yeah, I'm not pressed for you to be a client. Okay, just know that it's not. I don't care. To be honest, I don't care. My level of care is very low for most people. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, check yourself for how you react to certain people, because it doesn't make sense. It does really doesn't make sense. But that was just brought to my attention from people across the board, from friends to just clients. They're like, why do people have so much vim for you? Why do people have so much rage towards you? I told them, I honestly have no idea. I honestly have no idea. I have no idea. But it is what it is. You know, I'm just saying, like I said, I digress. Just be respect. Just it's a lot about respect. It's about respect and common courtesy, accountability, and just the general things. If I'm personally not a practicing Christian or Catholic or any type of religion, but your own religion tells you to do this. To not be as nasty. Your parents have taught you better than this, to be respectful when you go out. But if your parents haven't, I guess you're kind of at a loss. So I don't know. I just thought I should make it clear what I was intending with that message. That's all I was saying. Like, you just have to be careful when you're doing work. You don't own everything you buy. You can't buy an iPhone and then all of a sudden you wanna create a duplicate iPhone and change the name. You can't buy a house and then not pay your land tax. They'll take away your house. Or not pay a mortgage. They'll take away the house. You can't buy a car and speed on the road because you bought the car. They'll take away your car. It's just common things like that. I don't understand how different that was from what I say. It's not anything different. You have to be respectful. I'll give you an example. I was stopped when I was in Whitby by a police officer, right? I was not very aware that my license was suspended because of a prior speeding ticket that I was about to pay, but I wasn't aware. I wasn't aware. The officer was kindly enough to allow me to still drive home, even though my license was suspended, and be able to go to my local Ontario service and basically get my license unsuspended, pay for whatever the fee was or whatever it is that I had to do. Um, and that's only because I was nice, I was courteous, I was respectful. You know, I was like, I have no idea. I'm in Whitby and I live in North York. How am I gonna get home? And she's just like, you know what? I'm gonna help you out. It's just about how you talk to people. Why is that such a foreign concept to people? You're not going to get what you want all the time, but it it, it you get an extra mile if you're more nicer. That's it. Another example, I remember when everyone was so bent out of shape about the Cactus Club in Toronto being racist or some sort of thing. And every black person was talking about their experience. And I remember specifically going on New Year's not too long ago with my girlfriend and our friends, and we had none of that kind of service that they were talking about. Zero to zero. I was kind of confused. I was like, is this the same Cactus Club we're talking about? And then I look, people are like, yeah, it's the Fairview Mall one. And I'm just like, I don't know. I had a great service. They were kind. They were respectful. They even took pictures for us because we're like, oh, we all want to be in a picture together. And they took pictures for us. So I was kind of a little bit confused. I get it. Not everybody's experience is the same. But I'm just saying, maybe a bit of kindness goes a long way. A bit of kindness goes a long way. And if you show that kindness and people are still a little rude or whatever, then you go off. I don't care. You can go off on that person. You can say whatever you need to say or do whatever you gotta do. You know. But it's just that initial vim that's not gonna get you anything good. It's not gonna get you any good. I don't know what world you're living in, but it's just not gonna go well for you in any circumstance. Okay? So please, ladies and gentlemen, um, show show and this is not just to the clients and models, photographers also, just or anybody who's a service provider. Show respect to each other, respect and kindness to each other. You know, we especially black people, we are already at the bottom. We're already at the bottom. You know, why do you have to be nasty to each other? We're already at the bottom. We're already at the bottom, and it continues to be like that because we continuously be nasty to each other, like getting threats and all this kind of stuff. You know, same thing with people who are part of the LGBT community. Just be a little bit nicer to people. Like, just be a little bit nicer to people. Just be a little bit nicer, and it goes a long way. That goes for service providers, to models, to hairstylists, makeup artists, everybody. Just be a little nicer, and it goes a long way. That's all I was trying to say. Is those few points, and just I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. But anyway, that's all I wanted to get off my chest. And honestly, if you have any comments or discussions you want to have, you know, you can write in the below. If you're on my YouTube, same thing. Um, I'll try to get back to it if I'm not busy. But like I said, don't be rude. And I definitely won't be rude back. You know, don't be nasty, you know, unless we can go from there, you know. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like I said, comment below if you have um, anything to say. And yeah, let's move forward with love.